All right, now we move on to Dallas, where Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis hosted the Miami Heat. There's Coop. Him and AD. AD going to work. He kicks it to Coop. Pulls up from the elbow. Good to go. Mavs down 5. Now early in the third, Mavs up here by 13. Ryan Nembhard finds AD for the hammer.
He's healthy.
Early in the fourth, Mavs up 8. Davis connects with Flagg again. He gets the and one.
When does he turn 19?
December 21st.
Wow. Missed the free throw there. 2 minutes to go. Dallas up 6. Flagg gets it back.
Wonder Boy.
Spin, turnaround jumper.
The Wonder Boy was the guy who left Dallas last year.
Yeah, it's your book if someone wants to pick it up. Andrew Wiggins against Flagg. Flagg rejects him.
Plays both ends of the floor.
Amazing when you have him playing in position, how much better he looks.
Next Mavs possession. AD going to work here. Finds Flagg underneath. And that'll do it.
Mavs. What do you think? 4 or 5? Cooper Flagg at the 4?
Mavs win their third straight. All right, welcome back here. So,
you have to
Tim.
do the goggles if you're wearing the protective glasses. You already got them. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
go on.
True. It's a little
Well, I mean, I think the glasses and the goggles are like a 2-for-1 kind
Depends
of
how
deal.
bad your eyesight is.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, what's been the key here on this 3-game win streak?
I mean, look, it obviously helps to have Anthony Davis back in the lineup and healthy, but this is being driven by the rookies. Plural, okay? Cooper Flagg is living up to the hype. He is as he was billed, but the contribution they're getting from undrafted rookie Ryan Nembhard on a 2-way contract has started the last 4 games. Folks, last 2 games, 43 points, 23 assists, 1 turnover. 1
That's
turnover.
If you
Never
wa-
been done by a rookie, drafted or not, ever.
If you watched him in college, though, this is what he did at Gonzaga. Like, he did not turn the ball over. He controlled the game. He could shoot the ball. Like, he is a real offensive threat.
Yeah, and that's Andrew's little brother, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is,
And you do mean little.
yeah, 5'11", listed. Listed at 5'11", okay? But he's on the 2-way deal, but he stepped right into there. And the Lakers immediately, his first game when he played, they threw LeBron at him hoping he'd be scared, right? Like, oh, I got LeBron. I mean, he did great. People aren't necessarily guarding him yet. They're sort of letting him shoot and seeing if that he can beat him, but he's beating them. And it's amazing when you have a real point guard out there, how different everything else looks, because Cooper Flagg, where Jason Kidd would have him in that role, when he was playing point guard, he had the best perimeter defender on him all the time. That's high pressure, like an Amen Thompson on you. Real different when you play more of a point forward and you have a forward defending you, and I think that's been a huge difference. AD's back at the 5. I know that's not his favorite position, but he's suited there.
You know what? I'm interested in this win streak, and if it continues to go.
They've got Oklahoma City next, but go
Oh, I
on.
know. That's against everybody, right? Like, count that. But Kyrie, I remember hearing before that if it looks competitive, he's chomping at the bit to come back. If he's available late January or February, and they're being competitive with a healthy Anthony Davis, what does Kyrie look like back in that lineup?
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to be competitive for that to be a conversation.
We're saying that now.
You still have to view everything in Dallas through the prism of Cooper Flagg and the long term. I believe they are still going to explore the trade market for Anthony Davis, but this discovery of Nembhard and his development alongside Cooper Flagg is huge. And I don't know if he's going to be a long-term starter. I know this guy's going to be a long-term face of the franchise, Cooper Flagg. With Nembhard, though, there's some J.J. Barea vibes.
Okay. I like that poll.
I think this guy is going to be at least a significant part of this team moving forward. And for a team that doesn't have their picks after this year for a while, that kind of discovery is huge. Parting gift from Nico Harrison?
Did you get credit for it? Yeah.
Well, hey, if we're going to blame him for the
Okay.
Right, he
Russell
did-
and the
he
player
did
off,
find
we got to
him.
give him credit for Ryan Nembhard.
Yeah, he did, for
Look at
sure.
Spokane, Washington, recruit them Gonzaga guys, man.
Yeah, they could play. Them and Villanova guys, or who played with Jay Wright back in the day. Expected to be sidelined for approximately 2 to 4 weeks because of a right calf strain, or Shams Charania reported earlier this Thursday. The injury occurred yesterday after Shams reported that Giannis is mulling his future with the Bucks, having conversations with the team and discussing whether his best fit is indeed with Milwaukee or elsewhere. All right, you hear that? That's Bobby Marks' music, Big Money Marks. Because on ESPN.com,
My new favorite nickname.
ESPN.com right now, if you go there, our front office insider contributed to a story dealing with and detailing Giannis's potential destinations. There's 5 of them, in fact, and it's a race now, potentially, for Giannis. So we're figuring we're getting ahead of the race here. Bobby, let's start with exactly what the Bucks are going to do here, looking for in regards to a return for the 2-time MVP. Let's take, before we get to like potential suitors, what are you expecting as far as a return?
Well, I've got, certainly high criteria, and I think certainly Milwaukee does here. I think you got to check off the three main criteria when you look at draft capital, something Milwaukee doesn't have. Young players on controllable contract, something Milwaukee does not have. And sizable contracts just to make the money work. And I think you'd like to see something like that in either players on a 1 or 2 year deal. So those are the 3 things that I would look at if you're Milwaukee. And I think as we go through this experiment of looking at these certain teams, I think you're going to find what eventually the winner is going to be as far as that 3 criteria is.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. We've got 5 teams, right? So we're going to start with 2, and then we're going to knock one out, and then we're going to bring in the next one. It's like the Royal Rumble of trades here for NBA. All right, let's take a look at the Knicks. That was the team everyone talked about. Shams reported back in August that he was potentially looking at joining. And we'll bring in the Warriors here to the table. The Knicks can build a trade centered around Cat, a first-rounder, and 3 swaps, while Golden State could package Draymond, Kuminga, Buddy Hield, and 4 firsts. What deal is more appealing of the 2 here, Bobby?
Yeah, I think it's certainly what Golden State can offer based on just the draft picks here. I don't like what New York has from a trade standpoint. Remember, they only have 1 first-round pick, and that's a protected pick that the Wizards have, and that's likely not going to convey. And then you have the Karl-Anthony Towns contract, who is certainly an all-NBA player here, but then you have to figure out, do you want to extend Towns this offseason here? So for me, it's Golden State as far as really just based on those future first-round picks for a roster that is certainly aging in Golden State.
All right, so if we lose the Knicks, let's compare what the Warriors can offer, which we already saw, against the Rockets. So let's take a look at this Rockets deal here. See if they can trump the Dubs. Packaging Şengün, Van Vliet, and an unprotected Suns pick. Go ahead, Bobby.
Whoa.
Well, as soon as I saw that name Şengün on there, my eyes perked up here. So certainly what Houston has. I think that Phoenix pick is enticing here because it's not the Rockets' own first, and it's a pick that a Phoenix team that we don't know will be in 2027. And as we've talked about, those Golden State picks are enticing here, but the combination of Draymond Green and Jonathan Kuminga for me doesn't do it. It's certainly, I like what Houston has to offer here.
All right, but does Houston have the best deal of any team in Texas is the question here. In your story on ESPN.com, there was a potential trade laid out for the Spurs with Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, and 3 first-rounders. Which deal do you like more?
Houston, still Şengün as far as being part of that deal here. I do feel that the San Antonio projected trade is a quality trade when you look at Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle. But here's the thing, George, 3 future first-round picks. This is a roster that's still going to have Victor Wembanyama, Giannis, and Dylan Harper on her. What's the value there of that?
Okay, fair enough. And then there were 2. The last proposed deal would keep Giannis in the East, heading to Atlanta in exchange for Trae Young, former number 1 overall pick Zachary Risachet, and 4 first-rounders, one of which would be a potential crown jewel here because it's that New Orleans unprotected pick this year that was all ballyhooed and discussed. So, Bobby, who takes the cake here?
Well, it's Atlanta because, as we mentioned when the segment started, they checked the 3 criteria. When you look at the draft picks, remember this is a Pelican pick that could potentially fall in the top 5. Now, when you add Milwaukee's own in New Orleans, you could be having 2 lottery picks, and then you look at future draft assets here, certainly 3 first-round picks. A player in Trae Young, yes, there are certainly some flaws with him, but still an all-star player. He's got a player option for next year, and a former number 1 pick, Zachary Risachet, who you don't have to figure out on an extension until 2027. So controllable contracts, rookie players, draft equity, and players on short-term deals. It's Atlanta that has the most to offer in a Giannis trade.
All right, big money Marks. Thank you for the time. We appreciate it. So here's the deal, Tim. Do you like the idea of the Hawks pushing all the chips to the table?
I like the idea of the Hawks pushing their chips in much more than I do either of the Texas teams, right? I don't know that Trae Young is going to be part of the Hawks' long-term future. That is murky at best right now. But I can tell you this. Alperen Sengun will be part of Houston's future. I checked with a high-ranking Rocket source today, and they said they would not make any move for a star in his 30s that would shorten their runway. And by the way, they were able to acquire KD without shortening the runway. Jalen Green, young player, but they ranked him 6th among their most valued young players on their roster. They see Sengun as part of that group for years to come. And, I would be shocked if San Antonio would include Castle or Dylan Harper in any deal for similar reasons.
All right, fair enough. Any thoughts?
I thought the Golden State one is fascinating.
Yeah.
Living in the Bay Area, there's Giannis buzz all the time, seeing him there.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing Draymond Green on that list,
Yeah, I don't know.
certainly quite interesting there. But there's definitely some love for Giannis.
Giannis and Steph Curry have a relationship, same agency. There's always been something there. I just think there's 29 other teams in this league that should make it out. Maybe I could say Oklahoma City doesn't need to call, okay? But everybody else in the league should be getting together their best offer.
Why not?
I'll still go off the board. I still think Miami always finds a way to get involved in these conversations. I think the Lakers are finding a way to get involved in these conversations. Just the timing of this during the season is very different than an off-season move.